But by the way, you've confirmed that stuff happened before that, and that was
Correct.
the FISA warrant and the separate criminal warrant, if you
Correct.
will. Jay, from your perspective, I'm dying to get what you think of all this.
Yeah, I'll tell you the biggest takeaway from your interview, and it was a great interview with Congressman Nunes, was the fact that he said some of this was not 12333 information. In other words, it was before the change to allow the broad dissemination of this material, which previously you weren't able to do. He's saying that it doesn't implicate that, which means this information could well have been disclosed without any cover of legitimacy under an executive order. Not that that executive order was legitimate in my view, but that executive order may be gone. You know what I think we've got here, Sean? I think we've got a constitutional crisis of James Comey's making. So this is a constitutional crisis from Comey. And Comey was an administration official also under President Obama. And this idea that President Obama did not order it does not answer the question of was the Obama administration responsible for this, because the fact is, and this is clear, they were the administration in power.
It doesn't
so this surveillance, which we now know is going on, they're responsible. Period.
It doesn't also answer what he knew or what others knew, and who knew what, when, and where, and what did they know and when did they know it. All right, so Jay told us where he thinks this is going. Sarah, where do you think it's going?
Look, I think the expansion goes way beyond Comey. I think this goes straight to the highest levels of the Obama administration, and that's where these answers need to come from. We need to find out who unmasked these names, and it wasn't just Director Comey. There were other people that had access to this, and the NSA can unmask these names. So who requested that? That's one of the most important questions here, Sean, and why? And why? And I think once those questions start to get answered, just like Chairman Nunes said, then we'll know, was there political espionage? And if there was, Sean, this is the greatest civil liberties violations that we have seen in our country in a long time.
This would make Watergate look like kindergarten?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Sean, here's what I would tell you. You want to get to the answer on this question? Subpoena a couple people, including the former president of the United States. You want to find out what he knew and when he knew it? Ask him. Yeah. Especially if this was not anything outside the scope of legitimacy. So if this was, quote, illegal surveillance, but they unmasked this information, which is not, I'd ask the president directly.
The bottom line is they were surveilling the president. And Sarah, you believe it was before the election, and now we're getting it confirmed by James Rosen after the election. You also said it had happened after the election, but we're getting more specifics. Now, there should be ways to determine who had access to what this intelligence was.